Today we are in Kajiado County in Isinya. Actually, to be more specific, Fred's ranch. Why? Because we're going to have a great conversation today with Uncle Fred Obachi Machoka. And I know a lot of you know him. You've seen him on TV, you've heard him on radio. But what do you really know about him away from all that?
You have to listen to your listeners. Your listeners are always 1 meter ahead in this race. Sanyo iko juu, sanyo iko top. He had to rent a room in a bar upstairs. Hapa chini kuna disco inachapa. Tup tap, tup chup fu. He did that and a few other people, and I went walking over people's palms and sometimes falling until I got to the main stage. Fred is a guy who is now 68 years old, born way back in the most beautiful county in Kenya.
Is that central?
No, thank you. It's called Gusii land. When I was born, it was called Kisii district. Now it's Kisii County, and then there's Nyamira, so the wider Gusii land. That's where I was born 68 years ago. In Dandora, I was in a room that was 8 by 10, 8 feet by 10. All right. Now these rooms that are, plot 10, rooms that are like this, and then at the end of the last room, there is a toilet, but it wasn't a toilet; it was a pit latrine. You know, the one with a triangle like this, okay? And then you know what it is, okay? And then that latrine was also the bathroom for shower. So you have to put a stone on top when you are taking a shower. Otherwise, you don't. Even your leg doesn't. Okay, so we stayed in Dandora. I remember if you came over to see us and you knocked, conk, 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 I'll say, you come in. And then I'll just stretch my hand and open the door while in bed. Then the door comes, knocks the bed frame. So you have to enter before I close, because there is no room. You enter like that. Once you have entered, then I close. Then you sit on the bed. Okay. And you know what? We had fun in Dandora, because next, just behind the block, that's where iko nyama butchery. Near there, ndio wanauza sukuma, so you get everything. I mean, those estates, A1, and forget the hassle kwamba eti unateseka vipi. It is communal, and everybody is happy. In fact, my firstborn was conceived there, so we were happy. And we stayed there a while. Then we moved from there. We went to many other places. We stayed in Uhuru. We stayed in so many Buruburu, again Umoja. There is even a time we went to Kangemi with small kids like this, and we had to rent a room in a bar upstairs. Hapa chini kuna disco inachapa, tup tap, tup chup fu ta wa. Hey, and I joined the media, I think not too few years ago, about 1975, briefly, just the other day, but full time starting 1977. All right, and I have been behind the mic since then till now. I have been in a position to do or to host many radio shows. I can't remember. Commercial radio shows like Eveready Paka Power. We used to say, here comes power. Eveready Power. Eveready Power comes in two ways. In the red battery for power and the Super 99 for Power Plus. That is the power that lasts longer. It's ever ready with Kung Fu power. That is, you understand? So that was for the promotion of ever ready batteries. Then I did Sanyo Juice, Sanyo Tops for the promotion of Sanyo Electronics, radios, record player, cassette recorders, those things don't make sense anymore. We did another show called Rexona's Secret Success with the late Mickey Kadovilis. We did so many shows. I did Ugua Pollen and Lucozade, where I used to go to hospitals and talk to patients, give them a chance to send greetings to their loved ones, and give them a get well card and a bottle of Lucozade. The one who introduced Lucozade to the Kenyan market. And since then, everybody going to hospital carries a bottle of Lucozade. Intuitively, you don't know why, but I'm the one. I did TV shows. I did TV shows. The most famous was called it was called Music Time on KBC, where I interviewed hundreds of top musicians in Africa and outside. I was privileged to interview also. I did another show on KTN called Talk of the Town, and I'm cognizant of the fact that I was one of those guys privileged to interview the hottest property from the United States of America, black musician who is since gone to be with the guy upstairs. The guy was called Barry White. In my life, I've been able to meet also. I had a chance to talk to Kenny Rogers one-on-one. I said, hello, and he said, hello, Fred. And we had 5 minutes conversation, unfortunately, because he had a show to do in Indianapolis, in Indiana, United States. So I've been privileged to meet quite a few people, but and now I do Roga Roga on Radio Citizen. Oh yes! Sasa hapo ndio Citizen, which I started in 2002. We are 20 years now. Should be celebrating for the radio show. And then we went Roga Roga TV. Sauti kidogo tu.
Nairobi, Mombasa,
Kisumu, Tanzania. We went Roga Roga TV, which has also done 3 years and counting. So I'm that guy on radio. Yeah, I've been able to meet so many musicians, from the guru himself, Luambo Luanzo, Makede Franco, Tabule, Billy Abel. I've been able to interview them as well. Lady Smith, Black Mambazo. I've been able to I introduced Yvonne Chaka Chaka to the Kenyan audience. In fact, the other day she was doing something at Koroga Festival, and she picked me out and said, I know you. I said, okay. So she called me on stage and said, you are the first man to put me on screen on Kenyan TV. I said, yeah. So humbled, very privileged, to be honest, because it's not that I did and I was doing anything special. I was just doing my job, and I happened to have met all these people. I met Anna Mwale from Zambia. Who else have I met? I can't remember. You know, Mbilia Bell, Chalamwana, Kanda Bongo Man. Yeah, they are my friends. We talk. They call me. I call them. Kofi Olomide. Yeah. Fali Pupa. All these guys. Yeah, we talk. Very young people may not know, but when Kanda Bongo Man made his maiden tour of this country, it was like a real earthquake. Real. Yeah. It was, you know, it was something. Things stopped. And we first took him to the carnival and charged over the top so that we could filter and get just the people we wanted, because people used to go to clubs and they pay 50 bob. You understand? That was then maximum 100. So
like 1,000 shillings.
that was a lot of money. So at the carnival we charged 400, and that was a lot of money. Yeah, and we couldn't find a space for him even to perform well enough. It was packed to the brim, you know. And then, because people had been saying Kanda Bongo Man is coming to Kenya and he doesn't turn up, then for us to make it look real, we had to get an endorsement from Kanda Bongo Man himself. So I flew to Paris, where he lived after he had finished his concert in Australia. I flew to Paris to go and interview him live at the Tour Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower, so that he could tell people that it is true he was coming to Kenya. So he said, I am with Machoka at the Tour Eiffel, and you know, I can confirm that I will be coming to Kenya. He gave the dates. That was 1990 or 91, I can't remember. Then, as soon as he arrives at the airport, it was like breaking news. So he performs at the carnival. After performing at the carnival, we realized people wanted him. So, and we needed a bigger hall. So we scheduled the next show at Bomas of Kenya. At Bomas of Kenya, it was another overflowing, you know. People were standing up to the Ngong, what is it called? Ngong Road? Along Bomas of Kenya. The Langata Road, yeah. They couldn't just get in. It was full. So we decided we'll do another show at KICC. Now at KICC, there were over 5,000 people at KICC. And I remember taking Kanda Bongo Man to KICC. He entered through the High Court, that door. And then I went to park when I went to park my car properly, coming back, I found they had locked the gate. And I was there, supposed to be the MC for the day. So we couldn't find any police officers to open for us because they locked the gate and left. So I had to come through the main KICC hall near the lifts. So where everybody else had entered through. Now, as I entered the door, the main door, I found people seated right up to the gate and others standing. And the seats were just like batteries. Yes. So I couldn't walk to the stage. Then one guy recognized me. He told me, Machoka, we tunakujua. I told him, nataka munipatie mwanya. Give me some room so that I can, meander through to the stage. And you know, KICC, it's like 50 or so meters, or 70, I don't know. So he said, where's Peter bwana? So I said, so what do I do? He said, fanya hivi, simama hapa. Do you know, he did that and a few other people, and I went walking over people's palms and sometimes falling until I got to the main stage. Found Kanda agitated because Kanda is on a clock. He's a guy who gets very upset if he's late even for 1 minute. So I told him, Kanda, you guys locked me out.
There was nothing I could have done.
So then I introduced him, and he gave a performance like no other.
Another electric performance.
Then we decided, now, those people who could not get to see him at KICC, we needed to give them a show.
But how many shows are those that you've done already?
Carnival, Bombers of Kenya, KICC, but still the numbers are like that. So we staged a show at Nyayo Stadium. We had 40,000 people at Nyayo Stadium watching Kanda Bongo Man, including the vice president. That time, a vice president to come to a show was like, that was big. Saitoti, he came for the show. So it was crazy. Saitoti came in just when we were about to end the show. In fact, Kanda Bongo Man had brought all the musicians and they had done, the final bow. Then I told him, I saw the presidential motorcade, and I told him, Kanda, we got the vice president here.
Walk out of the stage.
You can't just walk out of the stage. It just can't happen. These things don't just happen. So he says, what do I do? I said, you got to do at least 2 more songs. So the Professor Saitoti comes and sits at the main, front row with security, what have you. Then he sits and Kanda Bongo Man starts singing again. So as he is singing, the lady dancers start dancing and dancing. And Saitoti is like where you are. And then, they want to go and sit on him.
They want to do that thing.
Yes. So the security man is doing like this, but they went over,
And they just did it.
They walked over his leg because he can't stop them. And they're going. So, so I had to tell them in Congolese, please, that is the vice president. Don't move there. Please don't. So I told them. Then that is when they walked back slowly. Go. Crazy.
Did he know he was going to do all the shows?
Kanda Bongo Man? No, but he was prepared. He was supercharged. So that's my life. Anyway, here, kazi yetu ni ukulima. Mama and I just deal with the matters environment. Otherwise, it is the Sheriff Victor and Linda, and we thank God big time for them. You got to learn a lot. You got to learn a lot from your audience. You have to listen to your listeners. Your listeners are always 1 meter ahead in this race. And when they talk, you got to listen. If you don't listen, you fall by the wayside. And you have to remember that this celebrity status that everybody talks about, it is people who make you a celebrity. It is those people that you look down upon who make you the real deal. And so have a moment for them. Understand them. They don't ask for too much. You know, I'm a Rumba DJ.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so all I need is to make sure that my Rumba consumers understand and appreciate what I'm doing. And where I go wrong, when they correct me, I'm correctable. Yeah, so I listen to my audience keenly. And I tell a lot of people to do that. Of course, you will have a few haters. In life, I mean, you can't last for over 40 years in the industry without a few of those.
Tell us something about mental health. And it's been crazy the last almost 2-3 years. People are dying by suicide. What would you tell someone who's going through a really, really tough time?
Mental health is because we are not having a conversation in the media. Sisi, we are guilty. Sisi watu wa wanahabari. We don't talk about issues that people are going through in life. So that way, Cynthia, ujue, hiyo shida uko nayo, na Machoka pia ako nayo. Na ni kawaida. So people are seated there, mtu amefutwa kazi, all right? And anaamua sasa kama sina kazi, na kuna, I had just proposed to my girlfriend kwamba namuoa kesho. Do I have a need to live on? Anajitia kitanzi. You understand? So these things must be discussed by the media intensely. We got to give at least 1 hour.
Every day?
No, even once a week, where we got a full hour where we discuss about our socio-economic welfare, well-being. Because if we don't do that, people start thinking when you are in trouble. Because all these suicide cases is because people have been moved from their comfort zone to an area where either they are unwell, umepata ugonjwa kidogo, unaona nitakufa, wacha niende mapema. Unaona? If you stayed a day more, someone will have told you, iyo itapona. You will be okay. You get fired today, unajinyonga. If you had stayed a day longer and talked to some people, they will have told you your problem uko nayo is even just too small compared to what they have. Yeah. So I think we are not having a conversation. Yeah. Joblessness is not starting today.
It's always been there.
Yeah. We came to this Nairobi bila hata kujua. There were no relatives. Mimi ni Mkisii, tulikuwa tunasimama hapo Ambassador, alafu natembea kidogo, unasikia watu wakiongea, alafu unauliza, no Mkisii ole? Unauliza, are you a Kisii? Unashangaa kwamba umesikia hiyo lugha. Na wanakuambia mjinga, sio nasikia tukiongea hiyo lugha. What do you think we are? Yeah. Sasa unaanza kusema, okay, I just wanted to be able to find someone who speaks my language. Yeah. These days, people leave my county in Kisii, and everybody anakuja kwa relative. Yeah. They got so many relatives in Nairobi. Yeah. The problem people have is they don't want to do certain things. Someone stays with a watchman, but he says, me, I cannot be a watchman. Someone stays with a waiter, he or she says, me, I can't do waitress. You want certain jobs instead of starting with the jobs that are available now, and then pick up and probably get a better job. So you are looking for a perfect job. They don't exist. In spite of my, could you call celebrity status, I have been blessed to have a family, because there is something that family brings that only people who have family understand.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything negative about the people who don't have family, but there is certain completeness that family brings, and you can only experience it. And so I feel very proud and happy that I've been blessed to have family, because when you got the worst moment, you need a shoulder to lean on. There's a place you can come and call home, call, you arrive. And when you are also happy and things are going pretty well, you need a genuine person that you can hold and celebrate with. And they don't come better than family.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They truly
Yeah.
Thank you.
Truly don't. Thank you. Like, I really thank you for taking this time of your resting and farming to sit with us. I appreciate it. Truly, I do not take it for granted.
Thank you, Cynthia.